there are places in the Leningrad Codex where Samuel ben Jacob diverges from what one would expect based, say, on the Aleppo Codex.
Okay.
In absolute minutiae, the smallest of small points, but nonetheless, it's a divergence. And the question is always, did he just get it wrong, or is this deliberate? Is there some tradition that he's proposing as an alternative? So one sort of the classic case is the name of the Yerachmelites in was it 1 Samuel 30:31, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, I'm look it up,
yeah,
but
yeah.
It's actually twice.
That's right. Yeah.
I can't even say it. Yerachmeleim.
That's right. That's exactly the problem.
And the problem is that it's 3 shvas in a row, which doesn't exist in according to the rules of Hebrew.
Yes.
Don't you love it when there's something in a manuscript that doesn't exist in the language? Right. and that's actually a really interesting point, because we think of grammars as prescriptive, right? The grammar tells you how to speak and how to write.
Yeah.
But actually, a grammar of even of modern languages to some extent, but definitely of an ancient language, is descriptive.
Sure.
And if the rule is, well, you never have 3 shvas in a row, and we find in one of the most important manuscripts of the Bible 3 shvas in a row, well then, then there's a different set of rules he's following.
Sure.
So what did you find? So it's in 1 Samuel 27:10. It says, Achish would ask, where did you raid today? And David would reply, the Negev of Judah, and the Negev of the Yerachmelites, or the Negev of the Canaanites. And in the, I'm looking here at Accordance, which uses, based on same text as BHS.
Yeah.
It has, I'm not even sure how to pronounce it. Hayacheme Eli, right? So if you have 3 shvas in a row, and then, of course, if it's in Tiberian pronunciation, it would be Hayachamal Eli. I don't know.
Exactly.
We don't know.
What do we do with it?
And then in 1 Samuel 30, verse 29, it has what we would expect, Hayarachma Eli, where there's a shva, a patach, and then 2 shvas, which is perfectly fine.
That's right.
All right. So,
however, in that latter case, that's been changed. It was originally.
How do you know that?
Because if you just zoom in, you can see really clearly.
So I actually photographed that with a microscope.
Oh, here we go.
At Ben's request. And you can not only see it's been changed,
right?
You can see that it was originally a shva.
Yeah, great.
Like without question, when you zoom in that closely.
Wow.
With the microscope.
So people have been having this discussion for a long time. How can you possibly have 3 shvas?
Well, and people debated that case in 1 Samuel 30:29, where it does follow the rules about whether was it changed or was it not changed. And so I was asked to check it when I was in St. Petersburg 3 years ago, and definitively it's been changed.
Brilliant.
So in 2 places it originally had the 3 shvas in a row. So what did you have in? Now you got me excited. What did you have in L17, also written by Samuel ben Jacob?
3 shvas in a row.
So it's not just a fluke.
It is not a fluke. Okay. He is being deliberate. He wanted those 3 shvas.
Okay. So what that tells us is here we have an authentic textual variant that's deliberate. And you could always say, well, one of those goes back to an error, possibly, or although maybe they both go back to 2 different reading traditions, right? We had these people who were, I guess, professional readers who would learn how to read the scriptures, and then the Masoretes wrote down.
That's right.
That's the standard explanation, and that actually will bring us to our next topic, which we'll talk about in the next episode.